St.Teresa Arts and Science College for Women, மங்களக்குன்று, திருநெல்வேலி மனோன்மணியம் சுந்தரனார் பல்கலைக்கழகத்துடன் இணைக்கப்பட்ட கல்லூரி. UG courses: BA English Literature, BSc Mathematics, BSc Computer Science, BSc Physics and BCom. PG courses: MA English Literature and MSc Mathematics. For admission, visit and apply on www.stteresacollege.edu.in. எமது கல்லூரியின் சிறப்பம்சங்கள்: 100% ரிசல்ட், மேம்படுத்தப்பட்ட நவீன வசதிகளுடன் கூடிய கம்ப்யூட்டர் லேப், பிசிக்ஸ் லேப், ஆங்கில பேச்சு பயிற்சி, கணினி வசதியுடன் கூடிய வகுப்பறைகள், தரமான அறிவு செறிவூட்டும் நூலகம், மென்கலை மற்றும் நுண்கலை பயிற்சி, அரசின் கல்வி உதவித்தொகை, ஓட்டுநர் பயிற்சி, தையல் பயிற்சி, வேலை வாய்ப்பு போட்டித் தேர்வுகளுக்கு பயிற்சி, பாதுகாப்பான கல்லூரி பேருந்து வசதி, சாதாரண மாணவர்களை சாதனையாளர்களாக மாற்றும் புனித தெரசா மகளிர் கலை மற்றும் அறிவியல் கல்லூரி, கருங்கல், மிடாலம் வழி, மங்களக்குன்று, கன்னியாகுமரி மாவட்டம். தொடர்புக்கு 8547 806004. St.Teresa Arts and Science College for Women, மங்களக்குன்று, திருநெல்வேலி மனோன்மணியம் சுந்தரனார் பல்கலைக்கழகத்துடன் இணைக்கப்பட்ட கல்லூரி. UG courses: BA English Literature, BSc Mathematics, BSc Computer Science, BSc Physics and BCom. PG courses: MA English Literature and MSc Mathematics. For admission, visit and apply on www.stteresacollege.edu.in. எமது கல்லூரியின் சிறப்பம்சங்கள்: 100% ரிசல்ட், மேம்படுத்தப்பட்ட நவீன வசதிகளுடன் கூடிய கம்ப்யூட்டர் லேப், பிசிக்ஸ் லேப், ஆங்கில பேச்சு பயிற்சி, கணினி வசதியுடன் கூடிய வகுப்பறைகள், தரமான அறிவு செறிவூட்டும் நூலகம், மென்கலை மற்றும் நுண்கலை பயிற்சி, அரசின் கல்வி உதவித்தொகை, ஓட்டுநர் பயிற்சி, தையல் பயிற்சி, வேலை வாய்ப்பு போட்டித் தேர்வுகளுக்கு பயிற்சி, பாதுகாப்பான கல்லூரி பேருந்து வசதி, சாதாரண மாணவர்களை சாதனையாளர்களாக மாற்றும் புனித தெரசா மகளிர் கலை மற்றும் அறிவியல் கல்லூரி, கருங்கல், மிடாலம் வழி, மங்களக்குன்று, கன்னியாகுமரி மாவட்டம். தொடர்புக்கு 8547 806004.
So shall we start, sir?
Yes, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
So dear participants, good afternoon to all. This afternoon session, we have an amazing personality as our resource person, Mr. Anthony Arun Pragas, Director cum Consultant, BL Trends Limited, Swinton, United Kingdom. He has completed his UG in Loyola College at Chennai, MCA in St. Joseph College, Trichy. He has more than 20 years experience in information technology industry as consultant and director. He is also very interested in social services for villages and school students in Tamil Nadu. Today also he is here with us to give us a motivational talk on how to prepare ourselves to get a job after our studies. This also he is doing with a service mentality. Let's welcome him for the session. So dear sir, we are very happy to have you and we wholeheartedly render our warm welcome to you and welcome sir to this session. And we humbly invite you to take over the session.
Thank you very much, madam. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining today's session. I'm very happy to share my thoughts and share my experience about my past 20 years into this career. So I was asked to share about my thoughts and experience about this topic. So I thought this topic could be very useful for both students and for the teaching staff. So in the very beginning, I want to thank my sincere thanks and gratitude to management and staff of St. Teresa Arts and Science College for Women, Mangalakundru. Uh, Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my words about this topic. So, to start my presentation, I want to start with Tirukkural, especially Tirukkural number 611, 611. அருமை உடைத்தென்று அசாவாமை வேண்டும் பெருமை முயற்சி தரும். Especially the meaning in English is do not give up saying it is impossible. Uh, Effort will overcome. So whenever we do something, we always think whether is this possible. Uh, we start anything like with 50-50, whether it can be done or not. So when I see my experience, especially the struggles I have come across, the efforts I made, and the fruits I got after making those efforts, surely, no, we can get whatever we dream, whatever we believe. So, with that positive note, I want to take you all in this session. So, as Madam said, I have done my UG BSc Physics in Loyola College. Then I finished my MCA in St. Joseph's College, Trichy. There, I found okay, I have to concentrate myself, or I'm more into information technology person. So then I started my career as a faculty in the very beginning. Then I slowly moved as a programmer, developer. Then I worked for companies like Microsoft, Accenture, then Sonata Software. So I worked both Bangalore and Chennai till 2010. From then I moved to UK. So I'm in UK for past 10 years. So I worked for various clients like Vodafone, um, Shell, um, Deutsche Bank, like Star TV, and so on. So they're all very different business groups. So one is from telecom, one is from banking, and one is from energy sector. So I got this opportunity to learn how these industries are working, how these are essential our day-to-day life to run, etc. So I got various opportunity to learn about various industries. um, so I want to share all these experience and my words to you all. So I welcome everyone again to join this session. I believe this session will be very much useful. So I have covered both for students and for the teaching staff too. So how a college or university can support the students so that those students can be ready uh, for the jobs in the in the industry, to start their career. And again, students also, how they can be well prepared for the companies to join, etc. So I believe this session will be very much useful. So we'll have the question answer session somewhere end of this session. uh, so I'm very much happy to take your questions, and I'll try to give my best answers. If not, I can help you where to check, etc. uh, yeah, so let me go forward next. So when we talk about job market, in India especially, so we have to understand what is this job market, either like as a staff or a student. So we have to understand how this job market is right now, what is the trend, and what is going to happen, etc. So I have done a small kind of analysis using internet. So I found government of India's site. It's called Labor Bureau Employment and Unemployment Survey, which happened in 2015. So they used to conduct this almost like every 5 years. So this is the almost kind of latest data they got. Uh, so I want to share like three or four charts about this survey. So you can see these are the various uh, like salary scale limit and number of percentage. Yeah, let's say the blue color is for male employees, and the purple one is for female employees. So you can see, like, it's within, let's say they get like 5,000 rupees within the month. So you can see mostly women are getting that salaries. But going forward, so the trend, there's a huge difference is happening. And so this is a kind of very small sector, they are getting like above 50K, and so on. So so there is a trend is there, so we have to study these kind of some survey that will help us. So what's happening in the job market, salary wise and the gender wise, etc. The next one is, this is the kind of partial thing. That's, for example, if a male employee is getting, let's say, 1,000 rupees as his salary, these are the different levels of education level for this education level. So there's a kind of ratio comparison between female and male. uh, so for example, PG and above, let's say there are two employees. The male employee, let's assume he's getting 1,000 rupees as his salary, but the female employee is getting only 880, and which is very much lesser when we go for a lesser study they make, or the come out of after their education. So we see like primary and middle, they are getting very lowest, or secondary also, they're getting very lowest level compared to what a male employee is getting. So as per my experience, so going forward in the graduation above, there's a trend. uh, the salary should be equal to both female and male employees. So that is happening very positively, but that should happen across all the categories. So going forward, that should happen. um, then this is very important slide for this session. uh, this is the this is talking about unemployment by education. Let's say 100 students or 100 people, those who are completing their education, especially graduate and PG and above, you see the percentage of unemployment is very high compared to the other education categories. So that means there's a huge competition in getting a job when you finish your graduation and post graduation, because a lot of people are coming up, and there are limited number of jobs available for that skills. So always there's a competition. So how we can be creative, how we can uh, take a different route to get that job. So I believe this session will help for you all to get that opportunity to get that job, even though the competition is higher. And let me go to this slide. So the slide is very interesting. So what are the sectors? So when we say job market, it can be banking jobs, it can be hospital jobs, it can be retail, or it can be like information technology, or it can be manufacturing industry, or tourism, etc. So if you see this trend for past 5 years, let's say starting from 2014 till 2019, so there is a trend. These are the different job sectors started booming up. Um, so there's always, if you see closely, BFSI, that is banking, financial services, and insurance. Uh, all these three or this sector combining all these three groups is always there most of the years. Um, then you will see pharma industries. Then you will see information technology and core sectors, something like oil, gas, steel. which are very much used for infrastructure purpose, etc. So there's always trend, a group of these sectors booming up every year. So based on your studies and your skills, so you had to concentrate, okay, which job sector I will fall into. Let's say if you're from commerce group or accounts or let's say economics, then you will fall under like banking, financial services, insurance sector. Let's say if you're doing something related to biotechnology, biology subjects, then you may concentrate on pharma and healthcare sector. If you're doing, let's say, MCA or MSc Computer Science or BSc Computer Science or BCA, you can concentrate on software, hardware, that is IT sector. Um, so there are various groups are there. So you have to understand what job sectors you can. Sometimes you can concentrate more than one. There's no limitation. It all depends on your interest. So you had to start thinking about that when you're doing your graduation, especially when you coming into the final year of your graduation. So you have to be very clear. So what you're going to do next. Then, so the last, oh, the bottom portion says uh, the last 6 years. So what are the states that are booming up? Especially you can see Tamil Nadu, but Tamil Nadu is not booming up in the very top three states. But still, there are a lot of opportunity in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, even Andhra Pradesh, and so on. So a lot of opportunities are there, still there. Uh, so we have to be ready for that that competition. That's it. So I believe this survey will be somewhat useful for you. Uh, then I'll come into this. So as I said, these are the booming job sectors in India. Uh, I checked it in Economic Times, especially in 2019. So when we say FMCG, that is fast moving consumer goods. So what are the products you see in retail shops? So when you go to a supermarket, you see, let's say, energy drinks, shampoo, like soaps, detergent powder, and so on. So the companies like Unilever, um, Reckitt Benckiser, or uh, a lot of companies are there. Let's say food, manufacturing companies, or drinks like Coke, etc. So these are the FMCG companies. So yeah, obvious. So people have to run their lives. That means they have to eat. So always FMCG industry will be growing. Then we got automobile. Yeah, so automobile, yes, we need a lot of cars and two wheelers we need to use for daily life. So automobile industry is also booming up. Then we got healthcare. So we need hospitals, we need scientific uh, instruments that are used for healthcare industries. So they're also booming up. So a lot of researches are happening there. And we got information technology. So both softwares and hardwares. Um, there is always booming ups in my, especially since I'm falling into that sector. I can understand always there are ups and downs in that sector, but there's always need of technology for our daily life, especially if you see these mobile device, let's say for example mobile phone, and the apps that we are using for our day-to-day life. um, so many tools we are using on either mobile devices or let's say laptop for our day-to-day work. So you can see a lot of improvements are happening day to day. Uh, then we got finance, as I said, banking, finance, services sector, then insurance. This is very kind of critical sector for at any time, because money is important for all these sectors to run properly. So banking sector is doing vital role um, in this day-to-day uh, life to run. Then we got food, that is agriculture. um, yeah, so that is also always booming up. So we had to the governments make sure the food industry or the agriculture industry runs smoothly without any issues. So they had to come up with proper plans for the farmers to do farming. um, then we got housing, yeah, so real estate. uh, so people need houses to live, so that is also booming up. Then we got media and entertainment. So we see media nowadays, so many news channels, so many music channels, uh, so many informative channels are coming up in the television, even like radios like FM radio and so on. Again, entertainment can be movies, like graphics, uh, so many things are happening in media and entertainment. Especially internet is created total vital aspect in the media industry. So for example, YouTube is becoming a kind of channel. So you might have heard YouTube, Amazon Prime, Netflix. So these are all coming up as on demand media. So that means when we watch television, they broadcast what they plan to to show. But YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and all, uh, the viewers got the control what to watch or what not to watch, etc. So that is totally booming up in that area. So if you are very good in arts, drawing, etc., I think media and the entertainment will be a great opportunity for you to work in. Then we got e-commerce, especially after COVID-19. We see a lot of online uh, e-commerce is happening. Lots of apps are coming up, uh, so that you can buy, especially let's say you might have heard like Swiggy, and some apps which helps you to get your products uh, from the seller to your doorstep. So you can get those products. It can be food, or it can be grocery items, or it can be anything. So they're all coming to your hand. So like Amazon and so on. So again, that is a very booming sector in this e-commerce. So going forward, this e-commerce will be a different sector rather than a part of information technology. So e-commerce, m-commerce will be a kind of separate job sector in coming days. So let me get into next slide, which I want to share my personal uh, thoughts about the job market. So when I finished my MCA in 2000, so from 2000, I have seen three major downs, that is slowdowns. Uh, for example, in 2000, after year 2K problem, that is Y2K problem, uh, there was a major downfall in the job industry, especially in IT market. Then later in 2008, there was when financial crisis happened. A lot of IT projects are withdrawn, and a lot of uh, job market struggled at that time really. Then again, during this COVID-19 period, so we can see there is a slight issues are happening coming up nowadays. Uh, so what I see is whenever there is a downfall is happening, there's always immediate no, the market is booming up back to normal within 6 months to 1 year. So there's always uh, positive things are happening whenever there's a downfall is happening. So we had to understand that, because people always talk about negative, but so you had to understand, okay, things will come to normal in very smooth, in a quick manner. Then let's say if you're a creative person, then the surely job market respects your creativity. They try to think, okay, how can they use your creative thoughts and make the business uh, to do wonderful opportunities, etc. And we got soft skills, that is very important. Soft skills can be your communication skills, or it can be your writing skills, or it can be how you speak uh, before people and so on. So how you are trying to deliver your thoughts to others, so they are all coming under soft skills. Because when you get into a job, you are not going to work very independently. You have to understand uh, what others are telling, and you have to convey your thoughts also. Maybe you can support their ideas, or you can give alternative ideas, and that should happen without any friction. So you have to say it in a proper manner, so that everybody can agree, or everybody can understand what you're trying to say. So that is very much important, soft skills in any job sector. Then be volatile. So don't think, okay, when I finish my studies I will do only this particular job. Let's say in IT I will do only developer. I'm very good in coding skills, but uh, so I want to be a developer only. uh, any job sector, I believe, especially in IT, what I have come across, uh, so there is always uh, thing will happen. People may say, okay, there is a role for as a tester. So you might ask to test what others have developed the software. So take that opportunity and understand that how it works, how others are doing that code. uh, so because whenever there's a problem comes, you will be in the mind to write set of code to execute that. uh, but others might have done a different approach. So the testing role will help you to understand how that other person has uh, done the same problem solving using his code skills. So there is always opportunity to learn whenever you are taking a different role. It can be admin role, like let's say website administrator, or project management, or testing, or it can be training also, training to others. So take that opportunity, and after number of years you will become like you can know all 360-degree aspect of any job sector. So there is a very good opportunity for you to learn new things, especially when you take up new job roles. That will help you. Then always there is a need to update your latest skills, especially in IT or any manufacturing sector, banking. uh, let's say when you work on, let's say, account software, there are a lot of things are coming up. New no new government rules are coming up. Let's say, for example, GST is coming. So what to do for GST calculation? So what are the changes are happening? So especially in pharma, so people are learning about COVID-19 and how to get medicine to cure COVID-19 patients. So there is always need to learn latest skills in any sector. So you have to be ready for that. So never feel that I don't want to learn, or I don't want to upgrade myself. uh, so there's always need to update your skills. Then smart work rather than hard work. So people say I work very hardly, no, I'm a very hard worker, etc. uh, but there's always opportunity to learn, to do your work in a smarter way. So I can give you some idea in coming slides, so how to work smarter. Anyway, end of the day, we are all delivering something, some deliverables. It can be any task, teaching to the students, or doing some research, etc. So you have to collect a lot of inputs that will help you to work smarter. You have to identify some tools to use for your day-to-day work, so that you can be smarter. Then you got your personality, as I said, in soft skills. So personality like leadership quality is very vital. So whenever there is a opportunity to take, uh, or somebody is asking, okay, can you do this? So don't hesitate to take it, uh, and take that task and try to complete it, even though it is very new for you. Try to understand it is an opportunity to learn. Use it as a learning opportunity, so that you take that leadership uh, role and try to help others also uh, to do that job. Then very important one. So media panics public. So you see nowadays, especially this COVID-19, most of the media talks about kind of death rate and a lot of negative things, especially in job market. What I come across is, let's say they'll say, okay, this company, uh, say like stops employment for so many people. Let's say 10,000 people lost in so many this company, and so on. So that creates a kind of panic uh, to the employees, even though in other job sectors, so that is always there. But no media says, okay, so many people got jobs during this period and so on. So media always concentrates. So this is my understanding or my experience. Media try to highlight negative things, but uh, there's always positive things are happening in parallel, but there's no, that is not highlighted by media in general. Then we got first 2 years. So whenever you finish your UG or PG, when you get into job market, so you have to keep it in mind. The first 2 years that I'm going to do this work is not for earning money. I'm doing this as my uh, learning curve. So you're going to learn something. So it's going to be very new day-to-day task you are going to do. All these days you might be studying, like using books in the classrooms and so on. But here the job is going to be different. You are asked to deliver something. That means you have to be skilled first. uh, you have to understand what is to be delivered, etc. So you have to understand the requirement. So try to use the first 2 years as your learning time. uh, so that will help you to to work smarter in coming days. So that is what the experience gives you, um, that opportunity. So when I see, if a task is given as a fresher to me, I would have struggled a lot. But now I know, okay, how it is to be solved, what is to be done, how should I plan my work, etc. So that is what. So first 2 years, so try to understand it is for the learning time. So this is these are all very much very specific to my experience and my learning. So you can accept, or you can no need to accept it also. Okay, so now I got some slides for both students communities and teaching staff communities, so that you can plan, how, as a student, how can I prepare myself when I finish my studies to get a job. um, so this is what I have prepared here, like two slides for this topic: how to secure a job after like studies, after completing my studies. So first thing is, in any college, in university, center. So when we finished, when okay, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, okay,
Little audible.
okay. I see there is some network connection issue. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So in any college we have this placement cell, uh, college career center. So please coordinate with them, try to understand how they can help you. So speak to the responsible persons, and they will help you, okay, in what are the job sectors you can concentrate. If you don't know what are the job sectors that you want to decide, so surely they will help you according to your skills, your soft skills, and your studies. They can surely help you. Then we have something called networking. So networking is something like um, creating network with your, might be your seniors, or might be different groups that are associated with your studies. Let's say um, if you are nowadays, especially the social media, let's say in Facebook, let's say in information technology, you want to learn, or you're very good in some languages, let's say Java or Python. There are many groups are there in that particular topic. You can just search in Facebook. uh, then they'll say, okay, Java programmers and so on. So you can just join in those groups and try to understand what are the coding difficulties they are coming up, and they may ask you some question, okay, how can I solve this using Java or Python, and so on. So you can just at least read the question, and you can understand, okay, so these are the issues that you may face in future. So how people are answering for that problem, surely there'll be like somebody will be commenting as a solution for that question. So try to join in these kind of social networking. It can be person to person, it can be your seniors, it can be relatives, or it can be some associations that are available in your town, um, or the social media. So try to connect with people and try to understand what is happening in that job sector, what are the future technologies, or you can frankly ask them, okay, how can I prepare myself for the job opportunity. So that is one thing. So create networking. Then we have something called LinkedIn profile. So linkedin.com is a job profile site. It's more like social media, but they talk more about career, uh, about jobs, about technologies, uh, about industry, performance, etc. So try to create your own profile and put some words about your what you're doing. Even though if you're still studying, you can create your profile and keep updating that profile whenever you are finishing your studies. And if you're doing any projects, small projects, try to add that. uh, Again, lot of groups available with respect to technologies in that. Not only information technology, there are other job sectors also. LinkedIn got so many groups, so try to join in that. That will surely help you. Then if possible, create a personal website. I don't want to recommend to everybody, but I'm just telling, let's say if you're a very good web designer, or if you're very good in art, if you're very good in painting, uh, try to create a small website. There are websites, let's say 500 rupees per annum. There are some sites available. Register it. If you're very good in drawing, take scan it and post your paintings there. Show your talents in that, so that surely people can visit that uh, whenever it is possible. So there's always opportunity to show your talents, etc. Then again, as I said, join a professional group. It can be in your locality, or it can be in social media. Join and learn what's happening in the industries. Then prepare a proper resume uh, or CV. Then prepare a proper cover letter, so to help you For this, you can Google it, how to write a good resume, how to write a good cover letter, and so on. Or your placement cell team in your college can help in this kind of tasks. So resume is a kind of visiting card for you, what you know, what you have done, etc. So resume, in short, not more than 3 or 4 pages. uh, as a fresher, not more than 2 pages. uh, you can like studies, what are the internships you have done, or any projects you have done, so mention it. It is good for the companies to read about you. Then know your talents. So everybody got some talents. People can speak, can sing, can draw, and so on. Use your talents. Sometimes talents also will help you in your career. Surely that will make some difference for you. uh, so I have seen it in my experience. Talent really helps you in your career. uh, Even yesterday I saw one video in Pudiya Talamurai. uh, they were talking about one girl called Smriti from Coimbatore. Uh, she is doing fashion technology. She's very good in art from her childhood days. So what she did is, she's doing kind of ornaments using clay, not gold, from clay. She's painting it. No, they call it as terracotta ornaments. You don't believe me? She has earned 2 lakhs rupees in her past 50 days quarantine time. So she knows what is her talent. She found that she's a very good artist, painting, um, very good in art. So she did that, and she learned the terracotta ornaments making, and she has earned 2 lakhs rupees in 50 days quarantine period, even though a student. So this kind of examples that will motivate you to understand what are your talents. Let me continue on this topic again. uh, do an internship. So a lot of opportunities are there. Internship, that means kind of projects. Especially you got like summer holidays between the, every year. So don't sit idle, or just don't sit at home. Try to use your networks, relatives, your elders, your seniors. Try to understand, is there any internship can be done, maybe in your locality or somewhere nearby. So that will add some value when you start coming into market. So they may ask you, have you ever done any projects earlier? So there are some curriculum that will have projects. Say for example, in MCA, we take entire one semester, that is sixth semester, for the project work. uh, so like that. uh, but some curriculum may not support that. So at that time you can do some internship, maybe some number of weekends, or number of days in holiday season. So try to use that opportunity. It is really good for you, and that will help you to understand uh, what exactly they are doing in the office. So that is a good opportunity. Then there are then once you decide your job sector, you have to understand what are the major companies available in that job sector, what are the brands are there, what they manufacture, who is the founder, how they develop that organization, and so on. So that will help you to to study about the companies. Sometimes you may get opportunity, interview opportunity, to attend the interview, and at that time you can share this, and surely those company people will be inspired to take you, because you have shown your interest to learn about their company. So there's opportunity to get the job, uh, to get the job quickly. Then again, you organize your job search. So nowadays internet is very much doing great vital role in job search. Let's say in India, Naukri.com. There are so many job sites available. Um and please use your newspapers and government websites. uh, and there are so many uh, media that is covering the job search. uh, so really you had to organize and you had to be well planned. What are the tools that I'm going to use for my job search? And there are some apps also available for some job search. uh, then we got again industry news. So when you select some job sector, so not only selecting particular companies, but you have to understand the overall industry performance. So that is good for you to learn what's happening in the industry. Then again for the interview, so once you apply for a job, sometimes you may ask to attend for one aptitude test. So please prepare some aptitude test. I think uh, your placement cell in the college, they may help you how to pass that aptitude exams. um, Shakuntala Devi, I believe there's an author who writes a lot of books for aptitude questions. I have come across that book. She was very helpful to clear that test. So once you clear the test, you may be asked to go for group discussion or for some job interview. So job interview is the main stage. So you have to be very bold, you have to be confident, and you have to give the correct answers for the questions asked. Even though if you don't know the answers, you have to be very honest. If you don't know, say just I don't know, because nobody's asked to know everything. So you have to be very honest to the interviewer. So there are so many videos available in YouTube how to prepare for interview. So that is really important for your job search. Then yeah, so learn relevant software applications. So it can be, let's say if you are in commerce, try to learn some accounting software. If you are in designing, it can be, let's say, uh, some lot of designing softwares are there. uh, so use that. It can be web designing or graphics designing and so on. um, and even in education, there are some softwares available, so you try to use those softwares. And especially MS Office is becoming a very vital tool in our day-to-day work. And going forward, there are companies moving from MS Office to Google Documents, where Google Documents is more cheaper and more online. It is not like, we call it as thick client. That means installing the softwares in every laptop. So Google, I think some of you might have already used. Let's say for this presentation, there is a Google form is prepared. So this Google document is a vital tool in future. So you can come across this. So try to use this, how to create a form, how to create a PowerPoint, how to create a document, Excel, and so on. So which is really good for you for your day-to-day work in the office. Then again, I say the last step, but not the least, uh, don't stop learning. So learning is always there. So you have to be ready for that. It can be any job. You can be a teacher, you can be a research scholar, you can be in IT or banking, pharma, any industry. Always there's a chance of updating the skills, learning the new things in your industry. So I think these are the topics for the students, how to secure a job. So let me get into next topic, how a college can support the students. So I believe there are some teaching faculties are there in this session. So I believe this will be very much helpful for you. How you can support your students uh, to get the job. So first is, so we are teaching for the students. So we are spending 2 or 3 years with the student so that they can learn that subject. uh, then we are making them to get ready for the job market. So in that case, so we have to understand what is happening right now in the industry, how we can upgrade our curriculum as per new environment. So please always look at the opportunities to improve the skill oriented new courses in your curriculum that will help for the students to understand what's happening in the industry right now. Then again, so please do revisit the curriculums, try to implement more practical and interesting job oriented curriculum. So I know in physics, chemistry, and science, basically science subjects, they got practical sessions. uh, Try to implement some latest devices also, so that they can understand. Students will get that opportunity to learn the latest technologies. Then we got making the classroom. We know, like we assign like class rep. So the rep, duty is he has to bring the attendance book, he has to bring all the chalks, and he has to make sure the students are ready for the class, etc. So kind of coordinator for the class students. So like they try to assign different job roles to different students rather than just one particular student. So that will help them to take that responsibility, the role, so that uh, they can be ready for these kind of job roles. So that will make them very proactive to attend the class or to guide the students, etc. So try to allocate some kind of roles for the students, so that let them help you, and they can also learn that leadership skills. um, then the next one is encourage research activities. It can be any department, not only for science, even for any department. Please try to conduct some research activity for the students, kind of doing some survey, doing some market research, that will help them to study something, getting into the society and learning people, asking the right questions, that will help them to do something proactively by themselves. So please give that opportunity for them, and identify the talents in students and nurture them. As I said, everybody got talents, so try to understand the students talents, and a lot of opportunity in that area, especially nowadays. Social media is giving the platform for anyone. um, if somebody is singing very nicely, within few days he is getting the opportunity to sing with a great musician, a music composer. So that is the great opportunity that social platform is giving. So try to understand the talents that are hidden in every students, and try to help them to identify that, and try to encourage them to do something based on that. Then soft skills, so that is very important. um, so whenever, so there's a major request from myself, especially when we talk about this point. So whenever we are teaching students, so we are making them good citizen, we are making them okay how to get into the work, etc. And always try to give this entrepreneurship skills. uh, at certain level they have to start their own company, so like that. So you have to motivate them. Please do that motivation, so that uh, they can understand their strengths, and they can lead at one age of their career. They can start their own dream company and so on. So try to motivate them like that. um, then again, entrepreneurial thinking, that is, if they are really creative, please encourage them. uh, and we have to like imagination. So respect their imagination. For example, Dr. Abdul Kalam said, to dream. So, and try to encourage them. Again, innovative ideas really, that will help them um, for their career. So when I see my experience, I see this Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. Um, he almost completed his studies exactly as mine. I think we both came into the market same time. But as a student, he has prepared that Facebook.com, no, just to connect his classmates and his friends. And now that Facebook.com has become a kind of a big platform in internet. No, so he's making billions of money, and so it's a small creative idea. So that created so many job opportunities to so many people. So it is always, uh, please respect their imagination or innovative ideas, and try to create as a product, and that will help them. Uh, yeah. Then addition of value aided certification courses. So try to add some value aided certification courses, let's say in summer, some special courses, or in the evening after the course you can give some diploma in some tools, office tools, and so on. So that will help them to be ready for the industry. Then I think this is my last slide. So again, encouraging and nurturing the startup companies. So there could be some startup companies around the college in your locality. You can engage your students with them, and they also will be very much welcoming them. And because startup companies, they will struggle for money to pay for the employees. So when you send your students to do some internship, and surely they will encourage them, and they will give that exposure, and they will support, and they may give kind of some certificates when they complete the internship. Then again, something called introduction of earn while learn concept. So I have come across, or you might be also have seen in Loyola College, Chennai. So they have cafeteria. So there are a number of counters available. So there's a counter that is run by students. So they make bakery items. So they cook by themselves and they sell it in that place, and those students, they share that income by themselves. So it's a great opportunity to interact with the people, to understand the customer requirement, how to serve it to the customers. It's a great opportunity for them to learn and earn. Yeah, again, stipend based summer internship programs. So please, again, uh, coordinate with big larger companies in your place, um, so that try to uh, this kind of internship programs, and try to choose the students for that, and send them for those programs. That will be helpful. Then revamping and strengthening of placement cells in colleges and universities. So uh, try to add some more people, and try to help them by giving some funds, so that they can conduct some various tests or advices for the students. That will be helpful for them. And modernization of infrastructure of labs, um, that will be helpful for the students to use the latest devices. um, then collaboration with foreign universities and institutes, wherever it is applicable. So please try to coordinate with other universities, so that there's opportunity to share the ideas, to learn the new trends in the industries. Then use alumni association uh, to connect with past students. Uh, so this is a great opportunity. uh, Rather than interacting with other companies, there's always alumni association will be very much helpful for the education institutes, uh, to understand, to bring those students back, to the colleges and to share their ideas. Surely their inputs will be very much helpful for the college managements and for the staff to update what is happening in the industry, and they can guide the students also. Then uh, conduct psychometric tests or mock interviews or group discussions. So try to connect these kind of activities for the students, um, especially for the final year students. uh, Surely these kind of small skills will help them not to get anxiety when they prepare for the uh, job interviews. So that will be really helpful for them. Then taking the students for the job fair. uh, so there could be some job fairs will be happening around your locality or in some places. So please take them and try to understand so what's happening, what kind of recruitment is going on, how students can, as a fresher, they can be ready for those job fairs when their turn comes up. So that will be really helpful for them. um, yeah, so these are the points that I want to add here, I think. Yeah, so I believe this is helpful. These are the most of the things I have come across in my career, and few things I have studied like survey, and other points I used internet, um, and I gathered everything into this slide. So now I'm ready for this questions. Yeah, so please let me know your questions, and I'll try to do my best in answering. Any questions, please?
Dear participants, if you have any doubts to clarify, please post your questions in the chat box. Thank you. Dear participants, if you have any doubts, please post your questions in the chat box.
Yeah, so somebody has raised the hand. B7F.
Dear, but what is the current trend for the IT students?
Okay, current trend. Okay, so if you belong to IT, current trend, I can say e-commerce is the main thing. That is, they call it as, again, as specifically m-commerce, mobile commerce. That is app development, either for Android or iPhone apps. Then Internet of Things, IoT. That means, let's say there's a car. Uh, the car manufacturer wants to understand what are the issues happening in the car. So car is connected to internet, and the various devices of the cars are connected to that internet, and that will keep updating what's happening, how much mileage it is giving, what are the issues happening in the car, etc. So there's something called IoT, Internet of Things. um, that is very much booming up nowadays, which will be there for a while in next 10-15 years. Most of the devices that will connect to internet, and that will update about its performance to the manufacturer, so that the manufacturer can deliver the correct product. Then there's something called 5G. So 5G is going to come. So what is the advantage of 5G is, uh, the 5G speed is going to replace the speed of this home broadband kind of speed. So that means the internet is going to be very, very faster, very higher bandwidth, etc. Uh, so 5G technologies, again, mobile devices, uh, is going to work totally in a very different way in future, will work faster. Then there's something called artificial intelligence, like machine learning. So you might have come across machine learning. That means, so for example, we have this Ola, Uber. They're all kind of apps, application apps, that helps, that decides the charge, the fare, the travel fare automatically, based on the demands, based on the number of drivers available. It automatically changes. So called machine learning. That means the decision making is done by the software automatically, not by like program coding. So there are a lot of algorithms available in that machine learning. And now, for example, YouTube, let's say you're watching on video YouTube, and you can see YouTube is suggesting like 20 more new videos, as per your what you may like. So they create a kind of some coding, so that YouTube automatically decides to show something for the audience. So like that, uh, something called machine learning, that is booming up nowadays. Then 3D printing. So we have come across 2D printers, let's say paper printing. There's something called 3D printing. So now people started constructing houses also using 3D printers, by mixing proper no things, and they build the house. So 3D printing is going to be very vital. And there's something called artificial intelligence, that is robotics, especially after COVID-19. uh, People can understand, okay, there are certain jobs that people cannot do, especially you might have seen some videos in China, where robots serving medicines to every COVID patients. So like that, even in Chennai, you might have seen some robot, restaurants. So like that, some robot is going to be vital role in manufacturing industry and in some of the other job sectors in future. Then again, uh, creating softwares, again, now coding, that means using Java, .NET, Python. So Python is nowadays, it's a big trend. uh, and there's something called data scientist role. So nowadays people or the companies coming up with large number of data, let's say past 20 years data, and they want to see how the future is going to be. There's something called predictive analysis. So what is the future is going to be based on the existing data. There's something called data analysis or data scientist role. Again, data visualization. So presenting the data in charts and dashboards. So that is also booming up. uh, then mm, there are so many things are coming up. So these are the main topics that I'm related into. But still, you can do some Google, and you can learn. And yeah, again, social media. So social media platforms are going to be uh, future trends. So it's already booming up, but still, there are different roles are going to come in future. So social media is very much, and the media. So doing something media related work on social media is also a great opportunity.
And someone is asking, is there any standard format for resume?
Yeah, if you're a fresher, any job recruiter will not spend more than, so let's say, 5 minutes to read a resume. So as a fresher, please stop only 2 pages: your name, your address, your email address, um, your phone number, what you have studied. So they know as a fresher you might have done your UG or PG. Please include your 10th, 12th marks. Then If you are related into IT, please mention what are your area of interests. You might be doing good in Java coding, or some website development, or web designing, or any app development. You can mention it. And please mention any projects you have come across, any internship programs, any projects, small researches. You can mention that. And any references, that is also important, because somebody has to refer you, may it be from your college, or somebody, your seniors, or somebody to whom you have done that internship in any of the companies. If they give that referral, that would be great. And try to mention your talents, as I said. So talents, or your positive things, what you can do, your hobbies. So by seeing hobbies also, people will understand, okay, what you are good in. Also, as I said, no, the LinkedIn profile, you can mention the LinkedIn URL in that, uh, so that people can directly click the link and they can view what, or they can understand more about you. Um, so not more than 2 pages as a fresher. As an experienced person, not more than 4 pages. And there is a new trend is coming up nowadays, creating a profile in one slide, maybe in PowerPoint, uh, in a single page PowerPoint, just one page slide. You can, just like a visiting card, no? One page slide, you can put your uh, main required details. So that is also a trend. So that is very easy for the job recruiters to quickly read that. It can be one page PDF file. Uh, so I strongly recommend, do it by yourself. Learn that how to prepare a CV. Do some Google. So these are the main uh, things that you should, or you are expected to mention in your CV.
And
Uh,
then someone is asking, sir, is there a measure of perceived employability suitable for use with unemployed people? Is there a measure of perceived employability suitable for use with unemployed people?
uh, to be honest, I'm not able to understand this question. So can you please rephrase this? Um, so from the unemployed people, to understand whether, so can you please mention the question again?
Sir, I am also not understanding much.
Okay.
Means Friaro, can you put in simplicity this question? Then again a question we have, is better choosing PG course or studying development course in current situation of IT fields for future jobs? Is better choosing PG course or
Yeah, yeah,
studying
yeah,
development course?
yeah, I understand that. So the PG course is really what you want to do. So if you think something, let's say I want to earn money, I'm happy what I'm learning. If I want, if my objective is, no, I just want to do my earning, then what I can say is, if you are in IT industry, um, when as a job recruiter, they may give preference for the PG, especially in the bigger organization, because in the bigger organization, they have a kind of statistics about their employees. When they say, I have so many postgraduated employees, then it's a great thing for them. So they would prefer for the PG students. But the companies, like smaller companies, like startup companies, they may they may not expect the graduation, or the post graduation, but they are expecting the skills that are required to do that job. So it can be applicable for any department, not only IT. If you are expected to do that particular job, Uh, so they don't know whether they see whether you are UG or PG. But when you do your PG, you are expected to get some good salary compared to UG. That is important. So the salary differs for UG and PG. That is always there for any job sector. Uh, if you want to earn money quickly rather than spending 2 more years for PG, no, no, I want to earn money quickly. Then, yeah, especially in IT, if you learn Python, let's say for example, there's a language called Python. If you learn Python, there are markets available to recruit you uh, to give a job. So there are, but not the bigger companies, smaller companies, and again for lesser salary. But if you spend 2 more years in PG, you will study about your particular subject in more deeper. That will help you in the long run in your career. That I have seen. Uh, so whenever I study or something working on graphics, I have done some paper called computer graphics paper, so I can understand how this display works, the pixels and so on. So that will give me some idea uh, to do my job with some theoretical background. So doing PG, if you're happy to wait for 2 more years, if you're not behind money, if you don't want to earn quickly, then spend those 2 years, learn the subject deeply, and get ready for the job. There's a chance to get higher pay. There's a chance uh, to do your day-to-day work more easier because you know the theory very strongly. Uh, but in the meanwhile, uh, because of your situation, you need to earn quickly to support the family. Especially if you are in IT, yeah, there's always to learn that particular skill, maybe Java or Python, app development. Concentrate on that. Spend at least 6 months to 1 year. You can get a job. Yeah, it depends on individual requirement. If you want to earn money quickly, I would say you can no need to go for PG. Concentrate on that particular skill and start going for work. But you may get lesser salary. That is one thing you have to understand.
So thank you, sir. And the participants, if you want more clarifications, please post your questions. Hope so, participants, you don't have any more questions. And thank you, sir, for your thoughts. Are very, really, very informative and uh, motivational. And you have given a motivational talk, and it is really helpful to us. And we hope so that all the participants have benefited from that, and you have spent your valuable time with us. That we are very much gratitude. Very much gratitude towards you, because we know that you are a busy person and you have a busy schedule. In spite of this, you made this time available for us, and you shared your experience with us. That is a really great thing. And we hope so that all the participants are inspired by your motivational talk. And thank you, sir, for your valuable time you have spent with us. Once again, we thank for your generous heart to be with us in this session.
Thanks a lot, madam. So I thank again for the management and staff of St. Teresa Arts and Science College for Women for this opportunity, for giving me this opportunity. This is my first attempt in my 20 years to share my thoughts. So I believe the time you spent in this session is really helpful for both students and staff to help the student community uh, for the next for their job search purpose. Thanks a lot for your time. Thank you, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Really, it is very useful. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks once again.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Dear participants, we wholeheartedly thank for you for being with us the whole day, and you had made this day to be with us. And we know that in spite of your busy schedules, you spent these one day with us in this conference. So thank you for your patient listening and active participation. And you have clarified your doubts with the resource persons. That's really that's wonderful. And we thank once again for all the participants and the resource person also. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you.
participants.
Thanks.
And we hope so that this is the time to wind up our sessions. So thank you. Thanks once again for all the participants and resource persons. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.